Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with a big game hunter free-for-all. That's right, people of the STARBOW chat just randomly decided, hey, let's do a free-for-all 2v, or not free-for-all, but a 2v2v2v2. So I'll try to make this as simple as possible as far as the teams go. Oh, actually this is really cool. Alright, so I have just sorted by colors. We have the two purple players, myself in the bottom left as Psy, as the Zerg and Tri-Catch, in the top as the Protoss. Two blue players who are actually lucky enough to be right next to each other, TT1 and Solo Mid, Terran and Protoss. We have Zuck MK and RSVP in the mid right and bottom mid as Terran players. And in the bottom right we have Y Nori and Goku in the top right. So I'm just going to keep the colors like this. It's going to make it very easy for you guys to keep track of this. So we have TT1 who is a Grandmaster, RSVP is a Grandmaster. I know Y Nori is a very strong player, and Goku I haven't heard of. I'm not sure about the rest of these guys, but I think I've heard Solo Mid too. But it is a very long game. I hope you guys enjoy this. Might split it up into two sections, but it's pretty fun to be playing with a couple Grandmasters and just to be playing a big game Hunters FFA on STARBOW with the STARBOW mod. So as we're seeing, I am opening up spawning pool. I don't feel the need to expand right away because there's so many mineral patches just in the the main base, so it'd be kind of silly to expand here and overextend when I could just get a queen out early, get a lot of hatcheries, and then expand later once I fully saturate this base. So the thing about StarCraft 2 is in games like this where it's kind of a free-for-all, 2v2v2v2, it's kind of like a team free-for-all, it's not always good to be aggressive because it's not like you need to kill a base and take the minerals or anything like that because you already have so many minerals in your main and natural. So a lot of times players will just turtle up with lots of static defenses. Looks like TT1's going to go for the fast expansion. A lot of static defenses and just tech up into big, intimidating armies. So we'll see exactly how that goes, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on myself and Tri-Catch, and of course I'll try to catch any big battles or any big, base losses and stuff like that, but I gotta say, casting a 4v4 or a 2v2v2v2 is not one of the easiest things in the world. So we have actually a very aggressive opening from Solo Mid, and we're going to be seeing Solo Mid put on a lot of aggression against my opponent, my ally, Tri-Catch. Now remember, BGH is not a normal map. This is a very short distance to run to get to the opponent's base. So we are seeing very fast aggression from Solo Mid while TT1 expands and macros up behind that. Whereas we're seeing just kind of standard play from the red players. Pretty much Yunori is doing what I'm doing, not expanding right away. And we're also seeing some expansions from RSVP. So RSVP and TT1 taking the economic route, whereas Tri-Catch is going to have his work cut out for him in dealing with these Marines from Solo Mid. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get a lot of hatcheries out, get a queen for each hatchery. Notice my gas is very late. I want to focus on my queens, my hatcheries, and my mineral economy. Looks like Y Nori actually took the gas much sooner. He's already harvested about 250 out of that, so interesting decisions here from a lot of different players. TT1 finally throwing up that core. Couple lings going out just to do some scouting, make sure nothing's coming at me. Things like that. If we check out the harvesters, all over the place. Of course, TT1's going to be in the lead because he's going for that more macro-centric start, and Protoss can chrono boost the Nexus. And here we go with Solo Mid, as well as some Zerg units from Y Nori. Looks like he wants to put on some pressure over here. Some vultures coming out from Zuck, but here come the Marines into Tri-Catch. This is my ally, remember. Zealot going down very fast. Marines very effective against Zealots. However, Dragoons pretty effective against Marines because they outrange them. Well, they usually outrange them when they have the upgrade, the range upgrade, but that's still ways away from being done. In the meantime, he's pulling his probes, and we have a couple vultures coming to harass me, but my Hydrodens should be completed shortly. And this is going to be kind of difficult for Tri-Catch to take down. Bunker almost about to complete as well. He's doing some really good Dragoon micro. 5 Marine kills, only losing a little bit of hull damage. And these 2 Marines from Zuck are going to be taking down my Overlord. I'm trying to expand to my natural, but I'm waiting for that Hydrogen to come out. You can see the production tab, or the units tab in the top left. I do not want to put the production tab up. There would be too many things. Meanwhile, Y Nori harassing RSVP with some speedlings, but Zuck helping his teammate RSVP out. So those vultures actually being pulled off of my natural because of the harassment from Y Nori. Dragoons trying to take down this bunker, but there is still a repairing SCV. Once this upgrade gets done, however, the Dragoons will outrange the bunker unless the Marines get their attack range upgrade. These 2 Marines continuing to harass, but these Hydras will be cleaning them up. This Hydra almost going down, but not quite. And 1 Dragoon falling. 2 gateways. He really needs to save this gateway. It's pretty important. 3 Dragoons with the range. 4 Dragoons with the range. Losing a lot of probes, however. Needs to get that Dragoon back. These bunkers get +1 range, or these Marines get +1 range in the bunker. But still, that's only 5 compared to the Dragoon's 6 range. So Trycatch might lose a little bit more here, but he'll slowly mop this up. You can see that the Vulture aggression is picking up from Zuck against me. If we check out my Harvesters, I'm up to 27 as a Zerg. But you know, lots of stuff going on still. These Vultures taking down these Hydras with ease. Just not enough Hydras. This Gateway might be going down. Oh my gosh, is Solo Mid not going to focus it? Yes, he does focus it down. Finally, the bunker going down. Meanwhile, RSVP continuing to be harassed. He's really relying on the Vultures and this bunker to take down these Lings, but the bunker a little bit out of position. These Vultures continuing to harass my third, and meanwhile, Trycatch has disposed of the Marines in his base. So a lot going on, no real favoritism happening. TT1 flying in with some Sentinels, gonna try to drop some of his bombs. What are they called? Null Wards. The Null Wards sit for a little while, then they activate and just blow shit up. I do have Queens ready to enrage. You can attack the Null Wards. Looks like I'm able to get one down, not quite able to kill the other. No, actually I didn't kill either of them, but they're just not enough to kill the drone. Looks like you need 3 Null Wards to take down a drone. So not quite able to get any drone kills from that. So I was a bit fortunate there. One more Null Ward would have really hurt my economy. Meanwhile, double-pronged attack from 2 different teams. More Vultures coming in, throwing down some spores just to ward against TT1's future Sentinels. And able to push these Vultures back with the Hydras. Hydras very effective against Vultures. I was just outnumbered earlier, so I wasn't quite able to take it. Goku looks like he's just going to be teching up. Use some defensive spider mines, and Wainori continuing to harass RSVP. So we've got a Grandmaster on me, and we've got a Grandmaster being harassed by Wainori, actually quite effectively. Wainori's muta control seems to be pretty good, so I'd say he's a decent player, very strong player. Both of us continuing to spread creep. I actually lost my tumor. TT1 coming in once again. This seems to be the only aggression on the map right now is TT1's Sentinels besides these mutas. Muta's now harassing Zuck. Remember, RSVP and Zuck on the same team, both being harassed. TT1 flying in with some more Sentinels. Oh, might be able to pick one off. Yes, able to pick off one Sentinel. Nothing to really Null Ward over here. Sentinels are a medium unit, so Hydras do 75% damage. Oh, man, Trycatch with the Sentinel and a Null Ward. Oh, the Null Ward is going to go off. Lots of damage, and it also slows the opponents. Those Marines and SCVs cannot get away. How much damage does, or how much slowing does it do? It doesn't actually say the percentage of slowing that the Null Ward does, but it looks like these tanks don't even have siege mode. Siege mode about to finish. Is Trycatch going to realize that and go for the tech lag? No, he's going to go straight for the siege tanks. Meanwhile, Hydra's taking down Zuck's Vultures. He actually shot his own Vultures for a while. So we have Trycatch harassing Solo Mid. I'm harassing Zuck. Oh my god, Zuck's getting harassed by Wainori as well. And Goku is going for RSVP. Just so much action going on. Solo Mid looks like he's gonna fall after the revenge attack from Trycatch. So Trycatch continuing to rally Dragoons into the Terran base. What do we have here? We have Zuck trying to help RSVP, who's receiving barrages from these Vultures of Goku. Just so much happening. Oh, he's gonna go for the counterattack. He's not actually gonna go for these Vultures. Now he's gonna run, seeing those mutas. Meanwhile, Trycatch just continue to bombard. I'm just basically macroing up. I haven't had a lot of harassment, just a little bit of Vultures and a little bit of Sentinels, and you know, a couple battles around here. So I'm actually pretty fortunate to not be the target of a lot of aggression. TT1 flying north with a single carrier to support his ally. Meanwhile, I'm able to drone up like crazy. I'm now sitting at 57 drones, #1 in the harvester count. So this is basically full saturation, 19 on my natural, 29 on my main, 15 patches and 9 patches. So that's about what you want to see. And just a little bit of harassment coming, trying to get some Null Wars with these Sentinels, but it's not happening. And I feel like I need to clear some air. It's always nice, even though you don't actually need these minerals too much in big game hunters, it's nice to clear some air between you and another person. If I can destroy Zuck's base, if I can take him out of the game, that leaves me just one opponent to deal with, TT1 in the north. Because obviously Wainori doesn't want to fly 2 segments over to try to deal with me when he's already kind of engaged in a war with RSVP. So Trycatch finally clearing out this area, feels confident in expanding. Goku just turtling up with a lot of infantry, a lot of tanks. And Zuck trying desperately to overcharge his production facilities, but Goliaths just are not cost effective against Hydras, especially with the +1 upgrade on the Hydras, dealing 1 extra damage to the Goliaths, leaving them within range of 13 shots to get a kill. Oh, we have a Viking on mute of battle. Vikings arguably the replacement to the Valkyrie. Not quite as strong, I'd say, against mutas, but RSV is going to be able to push back the mutas of Minoria. Unfortunately, RSVP just doesn't have the forces to support Zuck, and Zuck is going to go down. Looks like we might lose our first player of the game. All these SCVs being destroyed as they rally north, and Tricatch just being pushed back by some null wards from TT1, a carrier, and some tanks. So it looks like solo mid will stay in the game for the time being, but our first player, Zuck, is going to go down. Still, full saturation. What do we have over here? We've got Lurker Tech. We've got Hydras continuing. We've got some Lurkers on the way. Lurker's a very powerful unit, and the command center goes down. All he's got left is 3 supply depots as far as I can tell. Do we have any more teal units on the map? It doesn't look like it. So Tricatch moving into the mid. TT1 with a forward Nexus. Is he going to use that for Chrono Boost? Oh, he's going to use it for the extra gas. So pretty strategic placement of that Nexus. Using the gas. Wynori seeing what is up, realizing, wow, TT1 is expanding heavily in the mid. I don't know if I can do a lot against that TT1 with a lot of excess minerals. That's why you see him throwing down so many cannons. And meanwhile, I'm going to be taking this base down here. I'm recognizing, you know, maybe I will need some extra minerals. You can see I am pretty low despite the full saturation on 2 bases. Plus, this will give me a great spot to throw down some more macro hatches, get some extra unit rallies, and things of that nature. So we've got exactly 30 harvesters on this base, which is smart. 20... 42, holy cow, oversaturation right there. These mutas harassing TT1 a little bit. And what do we have here? We have a giant Hydra Lurker drop, +2 and +1, not quite finished. Where are TT1's carriers? Is he going to be ready for this? TT1's carriers out by his natural. He sees this. He's flying them in to stop these Hydras and Lurkers, but there's so many carriers. Pretty effective against Hydras, though. A lot of these drops were actually Lurkers, so hopefully I can take down the Nexus and a lot of probes. Huge battle going down, lots of null wards. These overlords just clumping up. Meanwhile, we have another battle over here. We've got Goku's force assaulting RSVP's force, and we've got these Dragoons trying to keep these tanks at base. Let's go back to the main battle here. Lots of null wards about to shoot out. What will they target, though? Not quite in range of a lot of stuff, just hitting a couple overlords, but these Hydras will be cleaned up. The damage has been done, however. I killed so many of TT1's workers. He's now sitting on 2 workers in his main base, which is actually a huge deal when you're spending at the rate that TT1 is spending. His cannons, his carriers, everything. This battle here has subsided. Looks like Goku decided to pull back. Tanks. Whoa, what is that ability? What the? Oh, that's the defense matrix from the medic. That is crazy. Lurkers continuing to shoot down this Nexus. TT1 just sitting at 16 harvesters at his main. If we check out the harvester count, he's actually only at 25 total. An irradiate on the Dragoon. That doesn't do anything, you crazy bastard. And it looks like Tricatch moving in. Going to be taking down the rest of these tanks. But at the same time, Goku coming from behind to take out Tricatch's production. We've got some mutas harassing my my hatcheries, but then Wynori maybe realizing, okay, I don't need to take down these hatcheries. It's just a waste of time. I need to do something with them. Going for some more harassment on RSVP. Only 2 turrets here, actually. He could do quite a bit of damage. He just has to watch out for those Vikings. I guess he only has 7 mutas. And it looks like TT1 will go north and clean up Tricatch's army, while Goku on another team sandwiches Tricatch, and it looks like that's going to be it for Mr. Catch. His army is now nil. So 2 players have now been defeated, one from the teal team and my ally on the purple team, Tricatch. There's not a lot I can do to really help him out. There's just too much in the way between us both, and I am preparing a lot of Scourge. I really want to get TT1 out of the way. I feel like I've cleared the base to the east. I want to clear the base to the north, and then maybe I can even mine from them. I'll have a lot of room to work. People have to fly much further to get to my base and be aggressive. And it just kind of leaves me as the solo guy, just kind of hanging out, biding my time, and, you know, seeing what unfolds. So looks like Tricatch still kind of sitting alive. Goku doesn't want to commit his forces quite yet until he sees how his ally Wynori is going to handle things. TT1 flying in with even more carriers. Holy cow, we've got 10 carriers. Now Scourge, while their AI is a little better than in StarCraft 2, you can still waste a lot of Scourge on carriers. If you just A-move Scourge into carriers, you'll blow up on interceptors. If you just right-click carriers, you can spend, you know, 10, 15 Scourge on one carrier when you only need 5 or 6. So we'll see how I choose to use these Scourge. Don't want to run into the cannons. So we have another drop, all Hydras and all Scourge. No Lurkers to be seen this time around. A couple more Hydras in the base. Looks like Goku's going to be finishing off my ally Tricatch. And we've got a response from TT1 here. He sees the drop. He's moving with the carriers. We've got so many Scourge. How many Scourge do we have? 24 plus what? 15, 16, 14? I don't know. 38 Scourge. And here we see the Scourge moving in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 carriers going down. Holy cow. Not the most efficient use of the Scourge, but holy shit, that is a lot of dead carriers. TT1 couldn't really do a whole lot. He maybe needed some Null Warriors in position or some Corsairs or something, but Scourge are so fast. They just destroyed so many carriers, and now these Hydras aren't even afraid of the carriers. He just doesn't have enough. I'm going for the production line. Attack move on all of these cannons. If you guys keep an eye on the units tab in the top left, you can get an idea of what's going on. A couple of mutas harassing these queens. These Hydras need to double back and take down these mutas, but TT1's base going down. These overlords frantically fleeing the scene. I do have a Spire, I've got a Hive, I've got a Viper Nest, I've got all kinds of different production ready, just in case I need to do a tech switch, because if there's something the Zerg are good at, it is a tech switch. So we've got Goku just kind of posing outside his solo mid base as well as TT1's base. So I'm kind of in an advantageous position right now, trying to get down, snipe some carriers. Down goes one carrier. TT1 with +2 attack on those interceptors, so they're going to do a lot of damage, but there's just not enough for this many Hydras. These mutas continuing to harass, finally realizing threats. Goku moving into the northwestern base, probably going to finish off solo mid, especially since TT1's busy. He's frantically trying to get a Templar Archives up. I think that was the 3rd Templar Archive I actually killed this game. Down goes the Archive. Goku finishing off this base. And are we going to see these carriers go down? I'm just kind of A-moving with these Hydras. My focus is elsewhere, it seems. More Hydras continuing to rally, as well as Defilers, but Wainori moving out with a threatening Defiler, Hydra Force. So right now, the only team that has both players remaining is Goku and Wainori. They are going to double team Zuck and RSVP. Some Dark Swarms going down. These Hydras taking very little damage from this tank splash. We need to see some Irradiates. 1 Irradiate, 2 Irradiates, several Irradiates going down. Meanwhile, another huge drop in TT1's natural. Every single carrier going down. And TT1 bows out of the game, as well as solo mid, his opponent or his ally, taken down by the forces of Goku. So we now have a 1v1v2. It is RSVP versus Psy versus Goku and Wainori. It looks like RSVP, or Zuck's base has been finished. He's going to leave and let RSVP fend for himself. I'm just going to be finishing off the remainder of TT1's buildings, and Wainori is going to back off. Doesn't want to advance into the siege tank line. Although there's only 4 of them, they're just going to bide their time. A lot of infantry from Goku, though, running into my Hydra Force. Infantry pretty effective against Hydras, but he's just kind of trickling them in, not really using them too effectively. I'm just kind of A-moving my links. I really need some lurkers against this force. Oh my goodness, and a lot of Scourge flying over the Hydras of Wainori. Some Plagues going down, some Dark Swarms going down. Zerg on Zerg madness. Oh, and here comes Goku's gigantic infantry army. What is he going to do against the Dark Swarm, though? He has no melee attack. He cannot target any of these Hydras. Notice the Hydras are taking no damage in the Dark Swarm. I do need to replenish the Dark Swarm soon. I realize my Defilers don't have the energy to do so, so I'm going to be backing off for the time being. We've got the combined forces of Wainori and Goku moving forward. Do I have any lurkers? No, but I do have more Dark Swarm. I can try to fend him off, and I am going to do just that. Wainori's economy seems to be a little bit lacking. He needs a couple more Harvesters in his natural, in his main. We can see I've got some drones in my 3rd. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Goku taking the top left base and the top middle base. Tri-Catch just kind of chilling there, just with a couple empowered buildings, just hanging out. He's got a Twilight Council, Templar Archives, Stargate, a couple gateways. So potential production in the future, but not a whole lot going for him right now. And RSVP, victim of another attack. Dark Swarms, Defilers, Lings, but RSVP with a giant air army landing the Vikings as well. No upgrades on these units, but there just aren't a lot of Zerg units. It looks like Goku and Wainori are going to be switching their focus onto RSVP, much to my relief. I'm just now getting these lurkers out, which are going to be critical against this Bioforce, against this Hydras, and getting down another Spire as well as a Greater Spire, just giving myself all the tech options in the world. And as we can see, my gas is very short. I'm heavy on the minerals. I've got lots of hatcheries, more production coming up, but my gas is so light, I'm not going to be able to make a lot of, Defilers, Lurkers, that kind of thing. Guardians if needed. And oh my god, Lurkers do so much damage. +2 attack against these. Oh, watch out, Defilers! No, get back! If he does choose to engage this, I'm going to use a Dark Swarm, but I don't want to use it until then. Goku harassing RSVP with some more of his infantry. Oh, and a nice Irradiate from RSVP, killing 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, 4 defilers are going to be going down from that irradiates. Some nice science vessel harassment, possibly deterring Wainori. I'm just pronouncing it Wainori. I don't even know how you pronounce it. Possibly deterring Wainori from actually going for me. And RSVP with his air army, it's doing some work, man. He's got some tanks. He's just kind of turtling up a little bit, a couple tanks, some good banshees. They can cloak once every 6 seconds. And do they get an attack range bonus too? Oh my gosh, we're moving in. We've got Hydras. Hydra's not the best unit to Dark Swarm. He's got Fire Bats now, which actually do, what do? They do half damage against Hydras, so doing okay damage to these Hydras, but the Dark Swarm against all these Marines is just, they can't do any damage to these Hydras. However, the Hydras aren't the most effective units against Bio, so I really need some Lurkers. Lurkers going to deter Goku once again from engaging, so still 1v1v2. Well, I guess 1v1.5 if you count Tri-Catch as a half versus 2. So it's almost as if RSVP are on the same team at this point just because red players are between us. Which is kind of good because if we weren't in this situation, they could just double team one of us very easily. But at this point, it seems like they're kind of hesitant to attack either of us because Dark Swarm is a very effective defensive spell as well as these Lurkers. And also, you know, of course, RSVP has all these tanks. So yeah, we're seeing a couple blasts, but they're going to be going for it. They'd rather attack into tanks than into Dark Swarm. Where are the Banshees? There are the Hellions. He might not, or the Vikings, he might not want to land those. We'll see what he chooses to do. So many Banshees. Cloak going down, Irradiate's going down. Lots of bio units falling. These Banshees are doing tremendous damage. Holy cow, I cannot believe how much damage these Banshees are doing. Meanwhile, these science vessels in the bottom need to help out, need to lay down some dampeners or some irradiates or something, accidentally attacking his own tech lab. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of wondering what's happening. Where is my opponent's army? I don't understand what is going on. But it looks like RSVP will actually hold this. He's got some good SimCity going on. Oh my gosh, look at all these units. He's got some good SimCity going on. These Banshees actually doing a tremendous amount of damage. I've never actually seen how effective they actually are. Oh, but he's got a lot of mutas. Nice radius from RSVP. Oh, are these mutas really not going to get split? Decent splits. Pretty good splits. A little late. Taking a lot of damage. Mutalists do not regenerate fast in this game. And now I'm seeing my opportunity. I don't know where my opponents are, but they don't seem to be here. So let me just go in. Some nice plagues from Minori. Getting these Hydras down low on life. He's trying to get some Lurkers to finish him off, but I don't think it's going to happen. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, I have Lurkers cutting off any reinforcements from Goku, but is Goku going to be able to reinforce? It looks like he might be able to scoop by these Lurkers. Let's find out. Yes, he's just going to squeeze by. If I could have just moved a little bit. No, but he sees the shooting of the Lurkers, and he does run back. Hydras with the Dark Swarm, but he does have Fire Bats. I got to move out of the Swarm to take down these Fire Bats, but it's going to allow me easy access to Wainori's main. Meanwhile, we're seeing some Guardians, some mutas being produced, upgrading frantically. If we see the protection tab, attack, weapons, we've got Ultralisk. This is all Wainori stuff, actually. This is my stuff. Air attack, air armor. RSVP saying he's not the only one engaged in a battle against this Zerg force, but Goku now taking his time to go back onto RSVP. Kind of a strange move. He just witnessed my army get destroyed, and he's going to be going for the teal player instead. Lots of irradiates. Once again, these Banshees just taking down so many Marines. They're so powerful in giant clumps, man. That's insane. Continuing to rally this bio. 3-3 upgrades. He's got the range. He's got everything he needs to make a Marines effective. And a Wainori with 8,000 minerals. Get some hatcheries, my man. You have only 3 hatcheries in your main. Jesus Christ, RSVP, I gotta say, RSVP, #1 defensive player of the game. This guy is making the most of these units. 20 kills, 14 kills. How many of these Banshees have? 7, 10, 9, 11. These Banshees have like double digits. Trying to get some harassment onto these units. Goku floating a little bit of cash. RSVP floating a little bit of cash. And the Zerg floating a ton of cash with some Scourge as well. Probably to take down the vessels. Oh my gosh, we're seeing so many Scourge. Oh, my Defilers! Oh, that was kind of anticlimactic. I think he killed 2 Devours with those. That's why it's not really good to just right-click with the Scourge. They still have that kind of cruddy AI. Trying to micro against these Scourge, doing just that. You're going to see some Scourge shenanigans happening here. How do I follow these? You can't follow them? Oh, that's a shame. But anyway, basically trying to just do some harassment. Scourge or mutas are highly microable against Scourge. Scourge and mutas have the exact same move speed. I wouldn't mind seeing that changed a little bit, seeing the Scourge be faster than the mutas. doesn't seem like an anti-air unit should be able to be so easily countered by an air unit. So we're seeing just these mutas be so annoying to Wainori. And these lurkers in the middle just going to do a lot of damage to these ultras. I'm trying to expand to the mid-left. Of course, I'm short on gas, so high on minerals. And really, if you're this high in minerals and you're maxed out, you want to make sure you have the production to remax as soon as possible. So that's why you're seeing so many hatcheries. I think I might have added 1 or 2 more into my main. And these mutas cleaning up this ultra. Still continuing to upgrade my air attack, as you can see, but not a lot of production going on. Kind of at a standstill right now. Wainori fairly crippled. He doesn't have a lot of gas to make anything but lings. He should really be making a lot more hatcheries. And here we come with Goku. Oh, running into a lot of these lurkers. What do we have down here? Oh, and the GG from Wainori sees the Guardians, realizes he doesn't have enough to deal with that. He just doesn't have the gas. So it looks like gas is ending up bottlenecking in this game. So we have a 1v1v1 now with my opponent, with my ally Tri-Catch, just kind of hanging out, biding his time. We've got a couple mutas from Wainori still harassing my base. Got to replace that worker on the gas. That'll happen shortly. Finishing off those mutas. Going to finish off Wainori's base here shortly. So these two are going to kind of fight it out. So it's really fortunate for me. See, just like this, it's really fortunate that my two only opponents remaining are right next to each other, because they kind of are forced to deal with each other. Where I can just kind of hang back, you know, get the ideal composition, Devourers, Guardians, Lurkers, Hydras, maybe some Defilers, maybe some Vipers, all kinds of different things. Pick off any extra mining that I might need to, like this. We're seeing him taking down Goku's base. He's got some Marines coming up. I'm going to get a couple SCV kills, going to get some scouting on him, and we got a lot of Vikings from RSVP. This is one of the first times I think RSVP and I have actually met, and it's going to be his Vikings against my mutas. I'm pretty sure I know, I'm pretty sure I know who wins that battle. Oh no! And Tri-Catch losing his production facilities. Is he gonna... Oh my god, we have a battle! We have a battle happening down here! Guardians, Hydras, Devourers. Devourers using Blight! Oh my god, this is the first time I've actually used this ability to good effect! That's amazing! Blight is an ability that the Devourer has. It does 150 damage over 30 seconds. It's a channeling ability. Not very powerful, but if you have nothing else to use these for, hell, why not just fucking blight some stuff? That's why you saw that bio go down so fast. Repositioning these lurkers. RS3 probably just wants to hang out, remax, get his production going. Needs to get some guys on that gas. And meanwhile, I'm just dealing with Goku at this point, continuing to harass at 2 fronts, and this is exactly what I meant by... when I said earlier, it just seems like we're kind of forced to fight the red opponents. RSVP is, obviously, and, you know, I want to kill Goku because he's threatening Tri-Catch's buildings. Lots of lurkers just shredding that infantry. I don't think Goku can remax in time. Down to 80 supply. Production tab showing all kinds of upgrades for me. Some Banshees from RSVP and just from Marines and Medics from Goku. He stopped attacking these buildings, which is good because this is going to matter. I'm not mentioning these for no reason, I promise. So it looks like Goku relying on some spider mines. Actually, no more mines around. Going to be burning some lurkers, moving in, and RSVP maybe realizing, wait, Psy is attacking Goku. Here's my chance to try to do some damage to Psy. No, he is going to be backing off. Not a lot of harassment happening. And Goku leaving the game, realize he has been defeated. It's now a 1 versus 1, me versus RSVP. I have to say, man, just considering all that RSVP has gone through, he's still holding pretty strong. He's almost maxed out, doing a lot of harassment. Tri-Catch now coming into play, giving him all kinds of cash. I mean, look at my money. Might as well give him some minerals, give him some gas. He is going to be producing some High Templar and some Corsair. This is going to help me out however he can, especially the Corsair. Look at this air army. Oh my god, so many Scourge! Not quite killing off all the Vikings, but doing tremendous damage, forcing him to back off. Now, if you see this kind of air army, you don't want to try to go anti-air against that. Scourge, yeah, potentially they can do some damage, but Irradiate exists, splash damage on the Viking exists, and so on. One thing, you know, Vikings don't deal well with is ground. And I don't even mean ground to air. I just mean ground. If you get Lings, if you get Lurkers, if you get Dark Swarm, I mean, you get Ultras, these units just don't do a whole lot. Irradiate is most effective against units like Defilers, units like... mutas, Guardians, Devourers, maybe even Hydras, but Ling, Ultra, man, with Swarm, he just cannot do enough damage fast enough with this composition to deal with that. So my plan at this point is to basically just throw this army into him, try to do as much damage as I can, and remax into Ultra, Ling, all that kinds of stuff. You can see I'm finishing these upgrades for that purpose exactly. And we do have some assistance from the Corsair man as well. We've already got 4 High Templar out. We've got some more Corsairs on the way. And this is the tech that's allowing him to do this. Just kind of hanging over here. It's so convenient. It's almost like it's a campaign that was just set up. Like, here's these buildings, make these units. Trying to get some anti-air, but not quite happening. More Scourge destroying every single, well, almost every single Viking. Probably should have microed that a little better, but it didn't happen. Hydra's coming in. Overseer's getting irradiated, so I no longer have any vision of these units, but I killed all the anti-air, though, so these Corsairs actually doing quite a bit of damage against this air, and taking down one more Viking. Just no upgrades from RSVP for his air. Considering how heavily he's investing in air, he's not upgrading them at all. I mean, there's so much going on this game. I can't really blame him. What is this? Acid Spore. Oh, the Devourer's Acid Spore. Take more damage for each stack of the Acid Spore. So it's not looking great for RSVP. I've got the support of a 28 or 32 supply Protoss, but 2 of the best units that Protoss has, a Corsair and a High Templar, to help aid me in this battle. A couple of lurkers sitting up here using up supply and just kind of waiting for the big battle. I feel like Hydra's the right move at this point. Irradiate pretty good. Banshee's not great against Hydras, and tanks of course are going to be good, but he doesn't have too many of them, and hopefully I can support my Hydras with some Dark Swarm. We are seeing some Vipers consume some buildings. This is going to allow me to ensnare. Now my idea here is he's going to be irradiating all of my Overseers, so if I can ensnare his Banshees, it reveals their cloak as well as makes them slower and less effective attack-wise. So we'll see if that'll get done. Although these Vipers are going to die very fast to irradiates, and I think he might even have a couple Vikings remaining somewhere around here. Not sure. Needs to siege up these tanks. Here we go for a big attack. 20 Lings, 2 Ultras, and some Defilers on the way. 2 tanks going down. These Vipers trying to get some ensnares out, but irradiates going down immediately. 2 ensnares not hitting anything at all, just like 1 tank. A couple more going down, not quite snagging these Banshees. A couple Science Vessels getting hit though. These, oh my god, he's just cleaning everything up, but here come the High Templar. Are the High Templars going to get some storms off? 1 storm going off, 2, 3 storms. Hydra's continuing to rally in. We've got 12 Lings and 18 Ultralisks on the way. Holy shit. Banshees falling slowly. More Overseers coming in. Corsairs coming in to finish off these Banshees. Oh, the Corsairs are playing. They are playing. Guardians coming in. More Irradiates going down. Smartcast is so good. Archon's being warped in. We've got some battle cruisers entering the fray, but battle cruisers do not kill Ultras and Lings fast enough. These Guardians just bombing away at a missile turret down there. And it looks like RSVP is actually going to hold once again, but Ultra's rallying. We've got some Defilers needing to back up. They want to consume these Lings. Lings backing up. Some consume going down on those Lings, but RSVP GGing, realizing there is just too much rallying. But holy shit, you guys, that was a fucking job to cast that game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried my best to catch all of the battles and give you the best play-by-play as I could. So ended up dropping TT1 with some Hydras, ended up taking down him with some Hydras, and then just lots of different battles in the middle against Wainori, against Goku, a little bit against RSVP, but not a whole lot. But that was exciting. It was really fun to play, and I mean I don't claim for STARBOW to be balanced in an FFA, or team games, but that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's gonna be it. My neck hurts because I'm still laying on my girlfriend's floor. Ow. Thanks for watching.